Hey guys, welcome to Black Geek Cool. My name is Gershon, and today we're talking about Thor Ragnarok. So Thor Ragnarok starts right after Age of Ultron. Thor is traveling the nine realms trying to figure out about that dream he had about Ragnarok, I believe. So he finds himself locked in this cage by Sutter, whatever that fire guy names is. His name is Sutter. And then right off the bat, it lets you know that this is not your regular Thor movie. That this is gonna be a lot funnier because Thor is already cracking jokes while he's in this cage next to the skeleton, which is hilarious. And then when he talks to Sutter, he he literally he's like still chained up, and he's starting to rotate. So he tells Sutter, "Wait, stop. Give me a second. I'm coming back around. I'm coming around." It's hilarious. It's a small joke. It's a small little gag, but it's hilarious and it works because Chris Hemsworth is very good with comedy. Like his last two movies, he played a more comedic role in them, and they were really good. So he's a good comedic actor, and they finally figured that out and put that in a Thor movie, and it works perfectly. He has a great ensemble of characters in this, and they help him with the movie, but he does really well with comedy. Chris Hemsworth does really well with comedy, and that's where his strong suit is. Like, that's what he should pursue from now on. I know he wants to be somewhat of a dramatic actor, but comedy is your forte, bruh. And it makes Thor more relatable. Like, I never really liked Thor. This movie made me like Thor and made me a fan of Thor. And that's amazing. Taika Waititi did an awesome job directing this. He brought his style into Thor, kept some of the essence of Thor, but let Thor be funny. And Thor's character works better funny. Like the mythical is it Greek mythical Greekness of his character is kind of boring sometimes when it played too serious. Like he's a god and it's hard to relate to him, but everybody can relate to comedy. And then they still dropped him down a peg when they made him lose Mjolnir by Hela, which she's an amazing villain. Marvel always had a villain issue. They just fixed it with Hela. Like she's up there top tier with Loki. Hopefully they can do the same with Thanos. But right now they have Hela. Cate Blanchett did an awesome job as Hela. She's she's mean, vicious, destructive, and she's just a monster. You fear her. Awesome job with Hela, but they also had her destroy Mjolnir, which brought Thor down to more relatable for people because he's still a god, but he lost the one thing that he feels that makes him a god. So that's really cool to see him have to struggle with not having his hammer anymore, and it makes him more relatable. They also have Hulk in this movie, and by far, Hulk kind of steals the show in this. Like you see Hulk talk and walk around Sakaar like he owns the place, and he's like, Hawk, this is Hawk does. Hawk's been winning. Hawk's been there, and he's been in Sakaar for like I think 2 years. So he's developed kind of a bit. He's developed like a child. So he very few words, but it's funny to watch him talking. The scenes he's in is awesome, and him and going back and forth with Thor, they play off well with each other. They really do. Who also plays off well with each other is Doctor Strange and Thor. There's a little cameo scene. We seen it in one of the end credits of one of Marvel's 17 movies. They have 17 movies in this universe so far. Amazing in itself. I think they're the highest grossing franchise too. But I'm derailing. We see Doctor Strange and Thor talk for a little bit He's trying to find his dad Odin, and Doctor Strange has become a sorcerer supreme. Like it's been 2 years. Doctor Strange has become a sorcerer supreme. So you see him doing incantations with no problem. He's using magic with no hesitation, and he actually has his gloves on, which completes his costume. So I geeked out about it like that. It was a little geek moment for me, but it's really cool to see he is a sorcerer supreme now. He's a master of his craft, and he kind of can take Loki with no problem. He dispatched Loki very easily, but yeah, they work together. Thor and Doctor Strange work really well together. They got good chemistry on camera. I wouldn't mind seeing those two going on their own little adventure down the road. That would be cool to see. But back to Sakaar. Sakaar is run by the Grand Master, who is Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum is hilarious. Like when he's on scene, you're just focused on Jeff Goldblum. He's hilarious in this. He's just being himself. It seemed like he just showed up and started talking. They were like, film it. He's funny as mess in this. They also have a new character. Her name is Valkyrie, played by Tessa Thompson. She is amazing in this. Like I think she's the first. She might not be the first black. No, because they had the girl. But she's one of the few black women in the Marvel Universe, and she kills it. Like, she's a welcome addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I really hope they use her even more down the road. She was able to beat people up with no hesitation. Like, you liked her character. Like, this is how they introduced her. She was on Sakaar, tell these weird monster-looking dudes that they weren't going to eat Thor. As she was doing this, she fell off her ship because she was so drunk. Hilarious. I laughed so hard when she fell into that garbage. It was hilarious. But then she got up and had these guns on her ship controlled through her arms and just blew these guys away. It was awesome. Like, she was kicking a lot of butt in this. Like, she had this kind of spaceship fight through Sakaar, and she was meleeing these vehicles with no hesitation. She's super strong, being I think they're Valkyrie. I know her character name is Valkyrie, Valkyror. I don't know what they're called. They protect the throne, Asgard's throne. All women army, just like Black Panther has his all women guards, and they're beasts. Hela unfortunately killed them all. And there's a beautiful scene of Hela fighting the Valkyrie. It's a beautiful scene. I wouldn't mind having a poster of that. It's a really lovely scene. Really good in this. Hopefully they use her more in MCU. She had a little relationship with Hulk, a playful relationship where they would spar and stuff, which was really cool. But she had this kind of relationship with Thor where she could play his love interest down the road, maybe, possibly. Yeah, it's a possibility. It could go that route, which if they do, don't mind. It's a good character development to explore, right? So what also was funny was the scene in the trailer we saw where he's like,
"We know each other. He's a friend from work."
That is still funny in this. This movie is really funny. It's fun. It's exciting. It's a nice ride. I'm not gonna lie, it's really good. It's actually might be like top 5 for me through all of the Marvel movies. It's really good. But the arena scene with Thor and Hulk fighting, it is really good. It's a good fight. The CGI is pretty good. It holds up in it. Kind of further back, you kind of see it kind of pixelate a little bit, but it looks really good. The fight is good, and we've seen Hulk and Thor fight on like the wing carrier or something in Avengers, but this fight is a lot better. Like, they're throwing blows, and then you get Thor become a little bit of, he gets this Raiden power, weird lightning power. it happens mid-fight, but it just came out of nowhere kind of scene, but whatever. But Thor loses the fight only because the Grand Master uses that little chip that Tessa Thomas Valkyrie hit him with earlier. So it electrocutes him and lets Hawk beat him. So Hawk's like, yeah, I won. And the funny joke where Thor was like, oh, I like you way more than the other guy. You're my best friend. Thor's like, oh yeah. Hawk's like, yeah, I know. And he's like, oh yeah, Hawk like fire. It's like Thor's fire too. He's like, oh you're like smoldering fire. Hawk is like blazing fire. Hilarious. Like I said, Hawk kind of stole the show in this, just like in Civil War, Black Panther, and Spider-Man. Still that show a bit. Hawk does the same thing in here in Thor Ragnarok. It's really, it should be Thor / Hawk Ragnarok. It's good, but let's get to that end fight where Thor faces off with Hela, and Thor finds out that he needs to bring on Ragnarok, not because he thought he was supposed to prevent it, but now he realized he's supposed to bring on Ragnarok to stop Hela because she draws her power from Asgard. So Hela, I forgot. Heimdall gets a lot more to do. Idris Elba's character, I think I'm pronouncing that right, it's Heimdall. He gets a lot more to do, and he's such a good character. I really hope they use him more as they go along in this Marvel universe. He might be somebody that dies in Infinity War. I hope he's not. Don't kill a black dude, Marvel. Marvel, don't kill the black dude, please. But he looks badass in this. Like, he's cutting a couple dudes. He's fighting. He's doing a little fighting. It's cool to see. But he's actually at the end with Tessa Thomas Valkyrie, her character Valkyrie, Heimdall, Thor, all are fighting Hela on the Frost Spirit. Hawk is fighting that big wolf dog that Hela has, which is really cool, but Hawk should have beat that dog real fast. I don't know why it was taking so long, but whatever. Excuse me. So at the end of the fight, Thor goes back Raiden mode again, where he gets the glowing eyes, and you notice that in the trailer he had two. He has one now because Hela knocked one of his eyes out, so that's going to be something that keeps going on through the Marvel universe. Thor's only going to have one eye, which I like. They have that's another thing, like Tony Stark's PTSD that he had with the aliens in Avengers 3. They're slowly keeping everybody have something that transitions to another film, so that's good. That shows depth in their storytelling ability. So they are fighting Hela. Thor realizes he has to bring on Ragnarok, so he tells Loki to go get Sutter's head that Thor cut off at the beginning of the movie and put it into the infinite fire, and it makes Sutter grow to a giant monster. He starts destroying Asgard because Thor realized Asgard is just a place and the people of Asgard are more important. So he has them getting on the spaceship, and it seems like it's only like 1,400 people in Asgard. I would think Asgard would be a lot bigger than that, but whatever. So while Loki was doing that, I think he stole the Tesseract. Because he passes the Tesseract. It's in Odin's throne room. So he passes the Tesseract. So I think he might have stole that. But Sutter's destroying Asgard. And Hela tries to stop Sutter. And Sutter kind of hits her with his big sword. So I think she might have died. But I'm pretty sure she's not dead. They're going to bring her back. She's like the best villain they've had in a long time. They're not going to have her just one and done. So she's coming back. And I know her character is like a blend of 3 different characters. So she's like Death, Hela, and some other character all mixed in together. So she's not actually Death, the goddess of death. They just made her the goddess of death in this. But that's comic stuff. But I'm pretty sure she's going to come back. Because she's supposed to have something with Thanos. So I'm pretty sure she's gonna be back sometime in the MCU pretty soon, most likely. Yeah. So after Sutter was destroying Asgard, Thor and everybody flies off, and at the end credit scene, there's I believe it's Thanos' ship overtakes Thor, the ship Thor and everyone is in, and it's because it says Century 2, and Century 1 was where Thanos had his little throne in that little rock area in like the first Avenger movie. So I think that's hinting at if, Avengers Infinity War, which Loki might have the Tesseract on that ship. So I think that's why Thanos is there. But they didn't show, we didn't see the last stone, the last gem for the Infinity Gauntlet. So let me know down below, do you think that's going to show up in Black Panther? I think it's going to be in Avengers Infinity War. And I think that whole movie's going to be about Thanos looking for that last gem, and then him finding it at the end of the movie and going into Infinity War Part 2. That's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments. So that's my review of Thor Ragnarok. Oh, I forgot. Stan Lee's cameo where he's I'm saying a lot. But Stan Lee had a cameo where he's the barber and he cuts Thor's hair. And he actually talks. So, I mean, most of the time he talks, but this one, I think might have been his best cameo so far in all 15 MCU Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. So, that was pretty cool. But that's my review of Thor Ragnarok. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what your funny joke is. With the funny joke, let me know what was the funniest joke to you. Let me know what you thought about the movie. I give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's definitely probably in the top 5 Marvel movies. But that's my opinion. Let me know what your opinion is. Also, like this video, comment, subscribe. Also share this video. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.